英国アンティーク博物館BAM館長の土橋です。今日はロンドンの非常に有名な非常に貴重なシルバーを販売しているシルバーボルトにやってきました。こちらの中で一番老舗なランフォードさんのショップにやってきまして、オーナーのジョエルさんにお話を伺ってみたいと思います。Nice to meet you.
And you too. I'm Joel Langford, and this is my shop. I run this with my brother Adam, and we are third generation in the London Silvervaults, and it has been here since the late 1940s as shops that are open to the public. We have in these many shops, more than 30 shops, we have probably it is the largest collection of fine British silver.
このシルバーボルト自体はいつからスタートしたんですか？
We took over this building, if you like, as shops in the 1950s. So before that, it was storage rooms for the very rich. So we had in this building, when it was originally built in 1886, it was the first building where members of the public, the wealthy people, could store their fine silver, their valuables, their paintings, when they closed up their house for the season. So you would close your house up, your servants would bring the valuables here when you went to your country residence, and that would be probably either the spring or the autumn, depends on when you wanted to travel. So mostly it was used in this manner for just storing, and until the early 1920s, 1930s, when we had, if you like, the great estates, the great houses, the great country residences, the aristocracy were taxed very heavily, and to pay for these taxes, they would sell the family silver, and then a new type of person started to rent these spaces, and that was people like my grandparents, and they would store silver down here. So between, say, 1920 and 1940, it was used for storage, but it was not open to the public.
ここはいつ一般に公開されるようになったんですか？
In the 1950s, the building above us was rebuilt completely, and some of the dealers got the idea when this was done, when we refurbished everything, that they would, instead of just using this for storage, they would invite the public down here to come and buy the silver from here, because it was very safe. We're below ground, we are in vaulted rooms that have doors this thick, so why not invite the public down? So they started to change from bare walls to making them into shops where people would love to come and to be here and see all the silver. And of course, because there were a few dealers down here, other dealers got the idea this was a good thing, and many people from all parts of the world who were visiting London in the 50s and 60s and onwards, who knew that the British silver was the best in the world, would come here and find this fabulous collection.
ジョエルさんのお店ではどういうタイプのシルバーを扱っているんですか？
We have probably one of the largest shops down here, so we are able to display silverware made during the last 300 years. So in this shop I have pieces that are very, very old, but we're also able to show pieces of contemporary design. So we would say we have 300 years of design, and we also, nearly all of this is solid silver, and nearly all the pieces are for the home.
これから、大変珍しい、シルバーを扱っているお店、 そして特徴的なお店をこれから紹介していただきたいんですけれども。
Hopefully, yes.
では今からジョエルさんのお店ラングフォーズのおすすめのシルバーを紹介してください。
At the back here, fabulous dresser set, which originally belonged to a duchess. A duchess. So we don't know which one it is. It was sold to us some years ago, but they wanted us to be discreet. So although it has the crown at the top, the coronet, we do not know the lady that originally had that fabulous set on her dresser. This was made about 140 years ago.
Late Victorian?
Yes, the later Victorian era.
Is there a hallmark or something?
Oh yes, there'll be hallmarks.
Okay.
All of the silver
Yes.
is hallmarked. Yes, for sure. This is a London-made set, and it was made, as I say, it'll have the special hallmarks on for London. Yes, of course.
Thank you. Do you have another special silver? Could you show me?
Oh, special
Okay,
pieces. Gosh, in this showcase here, we have silver that goes back 300 years. And nearly all of the pieces in this showcase were made during the reigns of King George, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So this is Georgian, we would refer to this as Georgian silver. And the pieces in here, whether it's the silver plates that you see for 24 people, because in those days people would eat from those plates. They would have silver knives and forks, and they would actually eat off the plates. So you can see they have some scratches on them because people were eating from them. This basket here, a beautiful, very heavy basket, was made during the reign of George II. And it's a superb quality piece. Here, to the right of it, you see a tea caddy and a little basket. And this decorative piece is in its original case from the 1760s. Yes, and it's beautiful. Tea was, of course, very, very important, very expensive and desirable. To if you could afford tea, you put it in a silver tea caddy.
This is unusual because tea caddy and basket is very unusual. I think.
Very unusual. Yeah. In the case here, you have a suite of salvers at the back.
Silver.
Yes. And these would have been used for two purposes. One, your servant would bring, if a visiting guest came, he would provide, or she would provide her card, a calling card, and the servant would bring the calling card to the owner of the house. And then the larger ones, of course,
middle one.
The larger ones might have had a decanter on it. Yes, a decanter on it, and maybe a couple of glasses. Yeah, which would be brought to you. The master of the house with a whiskey, and for him and his guest.
What kind of mark did it list? And
outside shows us a design from the 1780s, 1790s, and the center of it has the family coat of arms. So we know exactly. Yes, we know the family because you have the coat of arms that would have been put on all their silver. This is called an argyle. An argyle.
What's an argyle?
Okay, this little jug. Sometimes they were larger, sometimes this size. Many years ago, your food was brought from the kitchen up through the house to a dining room, and usually it was a long way away, one from the other. And the houses were very cold, so your food would end up being cold by the time it got to you. So the Duke of Argyll was fed up with this. He said, I want something to keep my food hot. It's the name we've given to this invention, because in here you have
Oh.
This is for gravy, but you have what's called a hot water jacket.
Ah, hot
Can you
water
see?
jacket.
So underneath here, you pour boiling water into there. Yeah, into this little piece here.
Okay.
It circulates down here,
Nice.
and then you put the lid back on.
Ah,
Yeah, like so.
nice idea.
And your gravy stays hot.
Nice idea.
So they would have done that for all sorts of different pieces.
Looks a teapot, but
Yeah, it's for
that,
gravy.
I didn't know that. That's really nice idea.
They carried on using them
Ah, okay.
right up until the early 20th century. This is one of a pair of serving dishes, and it's rather special because you have this. It's very, very beautiful, heavy silver, and it's about almost 200 years old. And the top, the handle, is in the shape of the family coat of arms. So the family have had this specially made as part of the piece. The handle comes off here.
Oh,
Yes, so this comes off, and then you have another dish.
oh, nice idea.
So you can use that. This would have been used for vegetables, particularly, and then you have another one,
Oh,
and here you have a warmer. This is where you put your hot water,
hot water.
and it would keep the whole thing hot for at least an hour.
Oh, nice idea. Can I? This hole is discard hot water.
Well, the hot water may sit underneath here. It was so you would pour the water into here, and it would be underneath.
Ah, underneath.
Yes. So
Nice
it's a
idea.
double skin.
Good idea. ちらっと価格を見ましたけれども、200万円ぐらい、車の値段ぐらいになってました。Thank you. I find out a good one. Looks like a ipan.
Yes. Yes. So the silver epern
It's silver ipan.
was one of the most desirable centerpieces for the table.
Nice.
So
Lovely.
if you had a large table, you may have 2, 3, or even 4 or 5 of these centerpieces down your table, and they would be filled with fruit and with berries and flowers and sometimes candles.
Nice piece. How old is this one?
So this one, was made in 1913.
1913.
Yes.
Yes.
And this one here, you can see this comes off.
Oh, nice.
And if you want to, you can use this separately for vases, so you can put it down the table. And if you don't want to use this,
nice.
you can take this off as well. So you can adjust it to be as practical as you want.
ここの中で一番古いシルバーってどれになりますかね？
This is surely one of the oldest pieces.
How old is this one?
This one is 1726.
1726.
So almost 300 years old.
Oh, nice.
And
で
you
も
would drink your beer from this.
ビール入れになってますね。これ中を映してもらっていいですか？上から。とても綺麗、ベリークリーン。とても綺麗ですね。これはホールマークですね。It is a hallmark.
Those are the hallmarks.
ホールマークをぐっと映すと面白いですよ。
And these marks go back, for example, we have been hallmarking here uninterrupted for almost 600 years. So all pieces of silver and all pieces of gold have to be tested and hallmarked.
Nice idea to keep the quality of the silver.
It's always been the way.
Nice. Thank you.